You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Solana, the Heater back. Welcome everybody to episode number 94 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I am your host, Daniel Garay, alongside me, Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm tired, but I'm great. I'm great. I mean, what great news to get right before midnight on Monday, June 22nd, going into midnight to Tuesday, June 23rd. Got the World Cup going on, but of course, everybody in Miami is waiting for this news, especially with all the rumors that happened earlier in the day with Boston. I mean,
I gave up hope.
I didn't. I just prepared for the worst.
Well, yeah, I prepared for the worst. You and I were scheduled to record tomorrow morning, where I was going to rant about what a disaster this is. And I was not expecting this news. I really wasn't, because, I mean, I don't know, like I said, especially who, I don't know who Chris Hayes is. He's one of the guys kind of came out there, hearing this and hearing that. Giving it all, I couldn't be disaster. I think this would have been a really bad look if we didn't pull this off with all the hype that we've given it over the last couple of weeks. Before I keep going, anybody watching for the first time, Battered Heat fans, we come out with shows 4 or 5 times. This was our first season with 94 episodes. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're constantly doing Heat content, so make sure you like and subscribe. So, details of the trade. Have you looked at the details of the trade? Because I was so hyped when I heard just the Giannis thing. I didn't even bother. I was like, I don't care what we gave up. Now I care because now
I have it up. And Danny, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the Heat gave up as much as what they thought they were gonna give up. Yeah, they gave up 3 first-round picks. They gave up all their pretty much most of their young assets in Khalil Ware, Triple J, and Kaz Yakuchonis.
Okay, they had to give up Kaz. Okay.
But they only gave up 1 pick swap, which I think is something that's very important, especially with the way that the new draft capital is going to work going forward. And they gave up a second rounder. So that's the package. So that's essentially the package. Obviously, the 3 first rounders includes this year's number 13 pick. And then, like I said, only 1 pick swap going forward, in my opinion, is fantastic work by the Heat front office.
So it's probably this in a first round picks and maybe not next year. I doubt that they want to split it 2 years after that. But that's not too bad. The Casper Jakuchonis thing, I think, is the part that hurts the most. I didn't want to give up Jaime, but when the opposite or what you're working against is Jaylen Brown, you got to give up enough, because Jaylen Brown, if it's true that the Boston Celtics were offering him, like, you have to give up Jaime, you have to give up Casper, and I'm okay with it. For everybody that was like, oh, but that's it, they're gutting their roster. I look at this is what Miami does. Miami gets their whale, they get their star, and they figure out how to fill out the rest of the roster. They've done it time and time again. They did it with Mourning, they did it with Shaq, they did it with LeBron and Bosh. Like, they're gonna figure this out. I'm not worried about that. Even with Jimmy, they did it. So I'm not worried about that. And when you look at the starting lineup, I understand the depth is maybe not there, even though we got to keep Pell. We got to keep Pell Larson. But when you look at the starting lineup, if it stays, right, because there's a couple question marks still, it's not 100%. But if this is the starting lineup, you have Bam and Giannis. Then you have Andrew Wiggins, possibly. You already have the best defensive front court in the league, in my opinion. Then you have Norman Powell, if he can come back, which is the scoring punch. And then you have Davion Mitchell, which showed to be a starting point guard. That's a solid start. Like, I get it. The bench needs work.
Yeah, I mean,
3 like that. He's a good big man from the outside.
Yeah, I think when you start looking at what the Heat rotation could possibly look like next year, you have Giannis, you have Bam, you have Mitchell in place. Obviously, you're looking at bringing back Norman Powell. And then if Wiggins decides to opt into the final year of his contract at that $30 million range, or decides to opt out and sign a multi-year deal with Miami, you add Wiggins to the mix, you keep Pell Larson, you bring in Bobby Portis, a player who can stretch the floor, who can play the 4, play the 5. And then you also are able to acquire different players through the 3 different exceptions that you have. So Miami's going to have $15 million of a full non-taxpayer level mid-level exception. So look, I think the Heat are in great position to go out and get some free agents and surround Giannis with a good enough team, a much better team than what he had at any point in his stint with Milwaukee.
And shout out to Sharina Films, Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam. That's the start. To me, that's the best starting lineup in the East. After with finals, and they beat who's in front of scared of the. Then on the bench you have Bobby Portis, Pellar. You know, I was kind of hoping Jovic would go. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of Jovic, but whatever. You got Jovic there. You still have Drew Smith. Like you have a squad. Like and there's more pieces to be added, but I'm sorry. I think that this is a squad. This is a serious contender already, just based off of this. And obviously, you have to hope that Norman Powell comes back, Andrew Wiggins stays. But if they can get those 2 guys to stay, this is a squad. I'm really feeling good about it.
Yeah, man. You can't forget about, like this guy says, he cultured Junior, El Jardinero, Myron Gardner. Mm-hmm. And yeah, look, I don't know if Kashad Johnson is going to play a big role next year. I think he could be a decent role player. But again, I don't think Kashad Johnson is the type of player who's going to be playing heavy minutes on a team that's going to be contending for a championship. So he might be serviceable here and there, especially for the games that that Giannis is most likely going to miss, and he can slot in and play that 3-4 role. But look, I think the Heat, like we were just talking about, they're going to go out. They're going to get some free agents with the money that they have, and they will surround Giannis with the pieces that he needs. A little bit of more shooting, a little bit of more floor spacing. But look, what we need to talk about, Danny, is now with Giannis coming to Miami, him and Bam Adebayo instantly become the top front court in the East. No doubt, right?
Oh, without a doubt. And can you imagine what Spo? Look, a lot of people don't talk about the fact that Spo started the 5 out with Chris Bosh. Obviously, the Warriors did it better than anybody ever, but Spo started that. Give Spo something to work with, and he'll figure something out. He is the best coach in the league. And you give him Giannis, you give him Bam, you give him Wiggins. And I'm sorry, what we're going to do to you defensively is going to be sick. Now, offensively, we do need shooting, and you can't deny that we need shooting. And I don't know where we're going to get that from. I have to look at the list of free agents, and this is a reaction. It just happened. We're going to have other episodes where we take a deeper dive into this, but that's definitely something that needs to be looked at, because we need shooting and spacing. Now, the whole Bam and Khalil Ware thing, it just never seemed to work with the spacing. I'm sure it's going to be a struggle at first with Giannis and Bam. Like, they're not going to figure it out right away, and people are going to be quick to criticize. Give it time. I trust Spo, and he's not going to be putting Giannis on the bench like he was doing with Khalil Ware. They're going to figure this out, and I'm excited.
I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be a free agent. He's coming here for sure, right?
Yeah, 100% he's coming here.
Alex Antetokounmpo is also going to be a free agent, so there's no doubt he's coming here as well. But I'm looking at the list of 2026 free agents. There's not a lot out there. You have Harrison Barnes. He could possibly be a serviceable person who could come in for an interesting deal. I'm just looking at, throwing some names out there, going down the list. But Bruce Brown is another veteran that played.
Bruce Brown, I would
Denver.
absolutely love on here. Bruce Brown is a decent shooter. Defensively, he is an animal. He's a great rebounder for a guard. Bruce Brown is on the player, and he played for UM. Maybe he'll take a discount. Maybe he'll come for the vet because he wants to come back home. I don't know what his contract was last year, but Bruce Brown would be a great addition to this Heat team also.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. But again, there are tons of free agents all over the place in the NBA. I mean, Kevin Huerter is a deadly three-point shooter. He was on the Detroit Pistons this year. He will be a free agent as well. He is an unrestricted free agent. So that's somebody that you could definitely go after. And again, I'm spitballing here at what I'm seeing across the screen. Rui Hachimura could be another guy. I mean, there's a lot of free agents, and the Heat are going to have an opportunity to go out and get them now that they have Giannis in the mix, and folks are going to want to play with Giannis and Bam. And again, now it's time for Riley to cook. I mean, The Godfather is back, baby.
Yeah, I'm surprised if somehow Tim Hart Jr. Miami. I'm sure he'd want to come back here. He'd play contract, $3 contract last year in Denver. I mean, that's somebody possibly he's a restricted agent. Bradley Beal, I don't know what kind of mess he's in over there in LA, but Bradley Beal's always been rumored over here. I don't want Landry Shamet, even though I know I've heard that name thrown around also. Even Seth Curry. Seth Curry's an underrated shooter because he gets overshadowed by his brother. But Tim Hardaway is somebody that I would like over here. Tim Hardaway Jr. I think would be a great addition to somebody that's a possibility.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an interesting person. Obviously, somebody who has progressed his outside shooting, somebody who can put the ball on the floor. But he, maybe under Spoelstra's guidance, he could become a more complete player. But I still think he's a little erratic at times, and that kind of costs him. But I mean, I'm continuing to look down this list, and again, there are tons and tons of free agents, especially guys who can spread the floor. I mean, Gary Trent Jr., somebody who Giannis is obviously comfortable playing with, is a free agent as well, and he could be somebody who can shoot from outside. Nikola Vucevic is somebody who's going to be a free agent. He can shoot from outside. I mean, the list continues to go on and on. I mean, we can have an hour episode, 2 days worth of talking about this, but I think the most important thing is that we got Giannis, and now the dominoes are going to start falling.
I had fallen to, and I could myself, I'm no longer going to get him because on Saturday night I texted you. I was like, "Yo, if this breaks tonight, are you down to get on here and talk about Giannis?" You're like, "Yes, it sounds like it's happening." And from Saturday night to Monday midday, I had completely switched my tune. I was like, "It's not happening." Everybody said Chris Hayes came out like an hour or two ago. He's like, "Yo, this is happening, and it's going to be to Boston." And I really believed him. And I can't tell you how excited I am to get those 23 letters across my back for his last name. It's just going to be awesome, man. Having a superstar back in Miami is the way it's supposed to be. And Boston, getting it up on Boston because Boston was starting to get excited, I think is the cherry on top, because I think they really believed that they were going to get it just like I did. So it makes me feel really good.
I'm curious. I'm going to throw this out there for you because we talked about it on a prior episode, but now that the Heat have Giannis, and I know LeBron James is the last rumors that I heard were him still negotiating with LA, trying to work something out. But if that doesn't work, the fact that the Heat re-released that jersey that you bought that you're going to return because it was garbage.
By the way, for those of you that I had an episode ago where I opened it during the show, and the material, I liked, then the more I touched the material, it's like a towel. So we're disappointed with the material. To cut you off, but yeah, I just had to let people know in case they were thinking of buying that weird LeBron jersey.
Yeah, but do you think LeBron might be a little enticed to come here now? And if he does, that front court of LeBron, Giannis, and because LeBron can play the 4 essentially, so you have Giannis at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and Bam at the 5. I mean, I don't know. Do you go out and get another center and start Bam at the 4?
You need.
Or do you continue to start Bam at the 5?
No, yeah, you need a true wingman to play that 3 role, especially in this modern NBA. You can't have Giannis. For as much as I'm excited by Giannis, and shout out to the guys from Bobby Finn's talk. I was commenting on their show as they were talking live, and they were talking about Giannis and all the positives, and I was bringing up some of the negatives. He can't shoot. He's a downhill type player, and that worries me a little bit because he's only gotten out of the second round twice in his career. That's it. And one of those times it was because Kevin Durant's toe was on the line, Kyrie Irving and James Harden both went down in that. Just because, like, we all talk about him like he is the LeBron James level, carries himself. Even James. So Giannis hasn't shown to consistently. He did it in 2021, and that's it. And that little part of me worries about that maybe I'm overhyping him. but he's like a 28 and 12 guy. So maybe I don't know. I'm trying to be as positive as possible, but
Look,
that
man,
little thing does bother me.
the one thing I think that kind of is a negative to me, especially since I have season tickets, I go to a lot of the games. Is the games are going to be taking a little longer now because he goes to the free throw line so much and he takes so much time at his free throws.
He does.
Heat fans will not be counting like we
No.
did in the playoffs when we
Yeah.
played them. So that's the only negative. Look, I think the one thing that you can take from this Heat organization is they've shown you that they can bring players in a la Chris Bosh, develop a three-point game. Bam Adebayo, you never thought that he would develop a three-point game like he did last season. And second half of the season, he was fantastic from three. So I think it's something that the Heat can definitely develop with Giannis. But the other thing that I think is going to be really good for his development is the fact that he's going to be able to develop his back to the basket game. Something that I think that using his height, especially against smaller threes, he's going to benefit greatly off of that. And that's something that we saw LeBron do when he was down here, is work on his back to the basket game. And he improved immensely during his 4 years here. And that's something that he continues to use to this day. So I think that's something that we're going to see Giannis develop while he's in Miami. And I think his shooting is going to definitely get better while he's here as well. But look, if you can surround him with shooters, you don't need him to be shooting threes. You just need him to be the playmaker, get down to the free throw line, get easy buckets, and distribute to the guys who are going to be waiting to hit those open threes.
Well, he does get to the free throw line a lot, but he isn't a great free throw shooter. Free throw shooting last year, 65%. The year before that, 62, and 65 and 64. The highest he's had in his career is 76. So definitely not a good free throw shooter. Does get to the free throw line a lot. And then at one point in the middle of his career, he was trying to work on his three-point shot, kind of like Bam has recently. And he was taking like 5 threes a game. But three-point percentage-wise, the highest he's ever shot is 30%. No, last year he shot 33, I'm sorry. But it's been 22%, 27%, 27%, 29%. So he's not a good three-point shooter. So we definitely need those shooters out there. I was really excited when the rumors were going around about Detroit Pistons and possibly Duncan Robinson coming. But look, when you got Giannis, Bam, and hopefully on that court defending, and good luck to the team back you down. Just need to get shooters. I'm really excited to see what Pat comes up with in the next couple of weeks as far as free agency and what players. Draft is an important thing to us because we have no more picks, like we kind of figured.
Yeah, I'll be watching World Cup tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. All right, so any final words there, Solana? This was just a reactionary video. I'm sure we'll come back later this week and really talk about what we want them to what this team's going to look like, right? This is more reactionary because I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hyped. I'm ready for the season to start. I was ready for it to be over. I'm still not let's say I still haven't come to terms with who the current NBA champion is. And I don't think I ever will, but I'm ready for the season to start. I'm ready to knock those guys off their throne and put them back where they deserve, which is on the shelf and missing the playoffs for the next 20 years.
This trade technically doesn't become official till July 6th. But obviously he will be drafting for the Bucks tomorrow night. When you look at what we gave up, do you think it was too much?
Never.
Okay.
Never. If you would have had to give up Bam, then I think yes, obviously. Yeah. But anything short of giving up Bam, I don't think it would have ever been too much.
I think huge. I wish we would have been to keep Jaime and give him Jovic instead, but we had to keep Pell Larson. Pell Larson is really underrated, and that's for us. We gave up our 2 young cornerstones in Casper and Khalil Ware, but good for Khalil Ware. Maybe he'll finally get to the playing time that we felt like he maybe deserved over here. But all in all, man, this is good news. I'm hyped. This is going to be a fun couple years coming up because I feel like the last, 2.5, 3 seasons have been kind of low with Jimmy and his not wanting to really take the regular season, seriously. And then that last season. So,
well, you finally have a closer back in Miami. I mean, that's one thing that this team was missing over the last couple of seasons. You didn't have that go-to player in crunch time minutes that you had with Jimmy Butler, that you had with Dwayne Wade for so many years, LeBron, Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning. I mean, we can continue to go, but you didn't have that go-to player. Now you do.
I still don't think we do.
So, yeah, Giannis is that guy, bro. Come on,
no, man. He's not a closer.
He's a closer. He will become a closer here.
He'll get okay. Maybe he'll become that, but he'll get you 30, but he won't get you those crunch time minutes, the buckets, man. At least I don't. That's the one thing, man. Chris Middleton saved his ass a lot when they were together, but he will fill up that stat sheet throughout the game. But I think we still need that closer. Norman Powell has to step. I think his how much was solid. He was hurt, but I'm gonna remember Tyler Hero in a positive manner when he comes back to Miami to play for Milwaukee. I'm assuming he's gonna be with Milwaukee. I'm gonna cheer him. My son's first favorite player. So, your thoughts on Tyler Hero before we get out of here?
I'm gonna boo him.
Really?
Yeah, he's not on my team.
Yeah, but still, Tyler Hero did it good for us. Do you
him,
remember that rookie season, that run in the bubble?
Yeah, man. I remember that that 3-point shot he hit against Philly also in the playoffs one year. Nah, man. I remember it all, man. Great moments. But you're not on my team, so I'm gonna boo your ass.
That's fucked up.
It is, bro. It is. Fandom is messed up, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right. Well, we got Giannis. Awesome news. And we'll be back at some point this week to keep talking about how we're going to fill up this roster and any other, and just keep laughing at Boston, because I think it's funny that Boston wasn't able to get him. Well, if you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave 5 stars in a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we will be back at some point this week. So keep your notifications on and like and subscribe. So until the next one, have a good one.